Alright guys, so welcome back to our channel. In our last video, he said that he was going to just go over a few things about his injury and what being a quadriplegic is like, and he'll explain what that is too. So.
The difference between a quadriplegic and a paraplegic, mostly when people think paralyzed, you think of people in wheelchairs and you see them like
rolling
themselves with their hands. So that's what's called a paraplegic. Their whole like lower half of their body's affected. And a quadriplegic is what I am, and that's what happens when you break your neck. Paraplegics usually break their backs, so that's how they get like the function they have, the mobility they have. I'm not able to use my arms. I mean, I can, but all the stuff isn't there, and then I can't use my legs. I can't use my trunk, or I mean, I could balance, but it's very like weak. So
So
if you were
quad
to-
meaning like all four limbs.
yeah,
are
all four limbs. Yeah,
affected.
that's exactly what it means.
Yeah.
Sometimes people like me have to have a breathing tube or a trach because they can't breathe on their own. But I was lucky that I didn't need one. And back to the trunk thing, if you were to push me, I'd probably fall.
Like if I were to like go like this and ram into him, and
yeah,
he didn't have an armrest.
If it wasn't for my armrest, I'd be falling all the time. Since your nervous system controls everything and sends signals to your brain, where you get hurt gets affected. So different levels of your spinal cord affect different things. So like I said, mine was like in my neck, so that affects like sensation too. So I can't really feel like certain parts of my body, like everything from my chest down. A little bit like areas in my arms and my fingers. But since I was what was called an incomplete injury, meaning my spinal cord didn't get completely like severed, it just got pressured. I have like a little bit of sensation, just like pressure. So if like she was to squeeze my feet, I'd know she squeezed my feet. And I can even feel like when like something is grazing my leg hairs. So if my dog were to like be sniffing my legs, I could like feel like that something's touching me. But it doesn't feel like normal sensation. Yeah.
I feel like that's one of like the most common misconceptions about like people that are paralyzed is that if I were to touch his leg or like pinch his leg, it's like, oh, but he can't feel it at all. Like he doesn't know that I'm. Some people do, but I feel like a lot of people don't realize that like there's a possibility that he can feel it just like completely differently.
Oh, and one more thing about that too. Just because I don't feel like completely, that doesn't mean if I were to get hurt, I wouldn't feel it. I mean, it kind of happened because I think I broke my toe. And in the moment, I knew that my body was hurt because I felt like weird instantly. It's something called autonomic dysreflexia, which I can get into like in another video, or you can probably just look it up. But I knew something was wrong.
And his toe was like swollen and purple.
Yeah,
so.
but my body would react to it, so I wouldn't be fine if like I got stabbed in the leg.
Yeah, no.
I'd probably be like on my way to the hospital, just like anybody else.
Yeah, maybe not like screaming in pain.
Yeah, I wouldn't be screaming in pain,
but you'd be like, freaking out.
My blood pressure would skyrocket. Mm-hmm. That's what autonomic dysreflexia is. I have no. So one thing is I don't have any like control of my fingers. So, like I can't write. I can't grip a weight. I can't.
It's hard to type, obviously, because like
typing, like that's a big no for me. But I'm able to work my way around things because I use my wrist function to pick things up.
Here, so if he were to pick this up, here's how he would do it.
I'd put my hand like this because it's kind of open, and I just put like my
his
fingers
thumb.
over it, and I just do this, and that's how I pick stuff up. And another thing is like, along with injuries like this, your bladder and your bowel gets affected. So I don't have control of that, but I
That
get
doesn't mean he's like
assistance.
just like constantly like peeing himself or like pooping himself. It's just that he needs assistance.
Yeah, there's ways your body gets adapted to it, and yeah, I mean, most of the time I need help by another person. It's usually my mom, but like sometimes her. And yeah, if you want to look, if you really want to know what you do, you can probably find it like on another person's video. So yeah.
I'm not here.
All right. So the fourth thing is pain. Not just emotional pain. I mean, at first it was like probably the first 2 years I was pretty upset about like me not being able to walk, not being able to do everything, but now it's a whole nother pain that sucks. So you probably think like when you see a person in a wheelchair that's paralyzed, you're like, oh, poor person, they can't walk, whatever. I feel so bad for them. Like they probably wish they can walk again too, and that's true, cause like I'd want to be able to walk again and do everything again. But there's something called nerve pain, and that sucks. It like you have pain every day. Me, I mean it sometimes it's like not bad. Sometimes it's like you can barely feel it, and other days it's like very painful. It feels like a very painful burning sensation, and people deal with it every day who are paralyzed. I feel like mine isn't too bad because I've heard other people say that it's like horrible, and they wake up screaming in the night from how bad it is. But for me, it kind of hit 6 months after my injury. At first, I thought that I wasn't gonna be dealing with it because it wasn't there. But then I read into something and it's called spinal shock, and after that went by, that's when I started feeling nerve pain. And at first, I didn't know what was happening, so I was going to the ER often, and then after that, I started taking a medicine to control like nerve pain, and it's after that it just like got a little better, but
You're
like
probably
I
able to
now
tolerate
knew,
it.
yeah, I was able to tolerate it more, and I now knew that's what nerve pain was. So yeah, that's something I live with every day and deal with every day. Not just emotional, it's like
Physical.
painful too. It is painful. So sometimes my legs will move, but it's not me doing it. It's my body. It's some kind of weird connection with the spinal cord that makes your muscles, because my muscles they still work, but without me controlling them. So if I was to get like pinched on my leg would probably jump, and I have no control of that. It just does it. And for me, it's like some people have like more spasms than others. I'd probably say I have a lot of spasms because I just don't know. It just depends, I guess. But um, if you were to see like a person in a wheelchair, I mean not because I mean other people have different things, but if it's a paralyzed person, if you see their leg move, that doesn't mean that they could walk.
Don't be like they're faking it because
Yeah,
they're not.
Because they're not. It's probably a spasm or something. So like, I said I can't control my fingers, but I could kind of give myself spasms. So like, right now you see I have no control. I mean, my fingers aren't moving at all, but I kind of move a little bit, and that's a little spasm right there.
And you can
And
feel his body like tenses up when he spasms. Look, there he goes.
my foot also moves a little bit, but I mean my feet kick out usually, but
yeah, I remember
since we're not recording that, you can't see.
Yeah,
my
at the
feet,
beginning,
my feet right now just moved a little bit.
At the beginning of his injury, I remember like you know, getting kicked a few times, not knowing what was gonna happen, like fixing his feet, and then them just going like, but
yeah, for me, my finger spasm,
your back,
my back, my abdomen, my legs, my feet, yeah, just pretty
and
much everything.
sometimes spasms aren't like a bad thing. Like sometimes
Yeah,
if there's like
and
something
sometimes
heavy,
yeah, they're helpful.
yeah, if there's something heavy, then he can like spasm and like.
My hand will squeeze.
Yeah.
I could probably
Do you
squeeze.
want to do it with this
I could
or
probably
something
squeeze your
else?
hand
Okay.
or your arm. So
Here,
like,
just do my arm.
if I put my hand around her arm, I can kind of move in a way, and then
Oh yeah, see.
kind of
Now
grip a little bit.
now he's squeezing me.
But it only lasts like
A couple
5
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah.
So I usually do that when I know I'm gonna pick something heavy up, and sometimes I could use that to my advantage.
All right, guys. So that is the end of this video. If you have any questions or anything, go ahead and leave them in the comments. We can
we'll
answer
answer
them.
that, and I think for the next video we're gonna do some sort of challenge.
Yeah, we don't know yet, but
If you have
at least
if you have any
something fun.
suggestions, leave in the comments too.
Oh yeah, we definitely want like suggestions or ideas. So yeah, let us know. And I think we're heading out. See ya. Thanks for watching.